problematic, even though it's true what he says that these are the practices. These have no source in halacha, not in Shulchan Aruch. The fascinating thing about laws of conversion is that Shulchan Aruch, Rambam, and the Gemara in Yevamos, which discuss the halachas of conversion, are almost, not 100%, but almost verbatim, which is almost unheard of, particularly in a sugya that's always considered to be, this is so complicated. You would think that conversion is something difficult, like Gittin, or and when you actually learn the halachas, it's pretty simple and straightforward. Now, first of all, he said that usually in an Orthodox community it takes about a year to convert. Now, is it wise to take some time and think about it? Yes. Does it take some getting used to come into the Jewish community? Yes. Is it? But the thing is that this is often seen as a line in the sand that you have to do this, and there's no law like that. There was a case, Moshe Feinstein. There was a couple came to him, and the woman was 9 months pregnant, and he just quickly converted the wife. The husband was Jewish. He wanted to get closer to Judaism, but here's the problem: he's living with this non-Jewish woman, and Rav Moshe did a conversion very quickly, married them the same day, even though, so that the baby should be born Jewish. Didn't really focus in that much on how frum this and that, the way it is done today in certain circles. So there's no need for this 1 year. Is it good if you're able to? Yeah. If it's feasible, yeah. But there are cases where it might not be feasible. And there are also cases where the person has been studying on their own enough that they're ready sooner than that. There are cases where people are ready well before a year. Maybe they've been studying on their own for many years and living a Jewish life for many years and have been frum for many years. And there's no need for that wait. I mean, I remember a case with someone in our community. She was aware that she was adopted, and she thought that the family who adopted her from a Jewish mother. And she later became frum. And then she found out that she wasn't Jewish, but she was frum, and she had been frum for a few years. And she called me because she had since moved to a different community. And she called me and she said, I want to come back. At the time I was a Rav in Richmond. I want to come to Richmond and convert because of this situation. And I said, well, are we going to find two other guys who are willing to help us with this? Well, that's another question. But wait a second. What community do you live in? And she mentioned the community. I said, what shul do you daven in? Wait a second. She mentioned the shul. I said, well, that rabbi, he does conversions. Why don't you talk to him and see what he has to say? And she said, well, could you call him? And I called him. And he said, all right, it sounds like she's ready. We'll do it tomorrow. That was it. Now, many of the Rabbanut and the RCA would say, no, you have to go through another year-long wait and this and nonsense. But they would do it. but there's no reason to do it. And it happens that this particular Rav has for a long time been recognized by the Rabbanut, but I don't know if he still is. I've heard yes, no, back and forth, doesn't matter. Who cares what the Rabbanut has to say? What does Shulchan Aruch have to say? What does the Torah have to say? Any 3 Shomer Shabbos can make a kosher ger. Who cares? The Rabbanut, who the hell are they? The other thing is that he said you're supposed to push. He said traditionally, he didn't say you're supposed to, he said traditionally you push away a ger 3 times. Where does it say that in Shulchan Aruch? All it says is you ask, well, why do you want to do this? Do you think you're worthy to this? Even that is not necessarily the halacha. It's not ma'akev the ger. But there's no such thing pushing away 3 times. There's no source for this, and it's really wrong, really stupid, and it's a little bit